Thanks, Grace, and yeah, afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm Ken from BH Global, a homegrown company in the maritime sector. Just to share with you, I think the first thing is that today is a very special Friday for me because early the morning, first thing I had is a text from a friend, and they said that somebody is impersonating me in the Facebook. What a Friday, right? TGIF. So I start to behave like a stock center manager, start to figure out who, and then I can see that a lot of my friends actually are responding to the request to be friends. So I posted, messages to tell them not to do so and things like that. And I also report to Facebook. I mean, short of reporting to CSA, that's overkilling, right? But anyway, let's jump straight into the thing because I'm given 20 minutes. Okay, I also understand that we're sharing cases and real cases with SME, nothing technical. And I thought while we say a picture tells 1,000 words, a video will tell a zillion words. So I used intensive video to show you. Okay, I like to share what I experienced personally, but of course there are so many of the cyber incidents. We don't overshare it because we also don't know what is other people's context, right? I mean, if you say too much of the Sony and the likes of targets and everybody is saying that, also very tired. So let's share our real example, all right? So maybe a quick one on today's reality. All of us know that most companies are more or less compromised, right? Those that think that they are not is they don't know yet. They are lurking in the company most of the time. I have experienced that a few years ago. That's why we had all these things going on. And it's a boardroom issue, so important, that, citing the latest one is Equifax, which is so famous, everybody know. Usually, the first hit will be the CISO, right? Or CIO, career is over. Career is suddenly over. And then next will be career ended overnight, all right? So it really happened. The CIO, CSO, CISO, the CEO finally is gone, all right? Retired, cited, well. So we can see that then, of course, in a larger framework in the world, the cybersecurity threat doesn't grow just by the breadth, as in it go to many places, many companies, small, medium-sized companies, including critical infrastructure, but in depth, because I think like James mentioned just now, right? When you are hacked, you know, right? Boom, that's it. Your system crashed, your system is slow, but today you are hacked, you don't know, right? Today this is carbon monoxide. Last time that type is called ammonia. You can smell it, it doesn't kill you, but carbon monoxide, it is odorless, but it kills. All right, so I don't want to cite, there are so many examples, including in our industry, right, the maritime side, oil rig was hacked and tilted and things like that. There are so many of these cases. And Equifax, I believe just now Brian also shared, that in the day, intraday, the share actually dropped 14%. Okay, now come back to homeland. I don't have an updated list, but this is until 2015, there are so many of them back in Singapore. It never ends. And I had the privilege to be quoted to ask the question, what is my view on the weakness nationwide? Of course, it's SME, right? SME, they don't have the resource to look at advanced threat, to counter advanced threat. And in fact, if we look at cyber from the perspective of people, process, technology, the understanding is still not there as well. That's why a lot of sharing like this is very useful. Then let's jump straight into the first attack that we actually encountered in BH Global. In fact, it's an interview done by Channel News Asia. My group COO, he had first-hand experience of BEC, okay, business, email, and compromise. It's a socially engineered experience because nothing of our side is hacked. That's why I say, is it my problem or is it not my problem? Because his supplier was hacked. And then his email was actually observed by the hacker. And in a nutshell, the hacker is almost like a man in the middle kind. He knows the context of communication between the two parties, and it will just come in at the right time. So without further explanation, let me jump straight to the video. All right, you can move the cursor down. There will be a play button. Oh, the play button doesn't come up. Okay. You move the cursor down. No, you go back to the previous one. Okay, you move the cursor down, there will be a play button. Okay, let me try. No, you move the cursor down here. Oh, all right. Do you have audio connection? You have, right? Okay.
I have an email from my China supplier asking for advance payment. So it looks real. He even provide with the authentic invoice and the pricing list. So without having a doubt on it, and I sent to the finance to make payment. Fortunately, the transfer was stopped by the bank because it's a bit unusual for a Chinese factory to have a bank in Canada. So that's where we discovered that it could be a phishing email. I believe they hacked into his account. That's the reason they use his email address and to write to us.
Right, fortunately we have quite a good bank. I wouldn't advertise for them. The email actually came so real that it was like from our China supplier. And then they wanted us to remit 80,000 US dollars. It was so real that even our CFO has approved it. And it was sent to the bank. The instruction was to the bank. And what happened next is the bank called Patrick, which is our COO. He said, this transaction looks a bit strange. Then Patrick actually was thinking, maybe I play with it, all right? Wow, so now he flirted with the hacker, you know. So he sent the email back and asked the hacker to call him. The hacker has the guts to call back, you know. And when he picked up the phone, it was a Negro's accent calling from a China supplier, all right? So it's too obvious, lah. So that's how we discovered, and he actually, we didn't report that time, but maybe for now, we will take a very different view. To share with you, there's another real example, which only happened last week. A partner of ours had the same BEC encounter, but very unfortunately, her customer actually remitted 86,000 US dollars out, and that's it. Because the whole thing looks so real as well. In that case, neither side was hacked. The ISP was hacked. And the ISP had an email redirection insertion into the email server. So that's how the whole thing actually happened. And when they call us, I can't do anything much. It's too late already. So let's be careful. I think BEC is a serious thing, which is coming along a lot as well. So the other one is ransomware. We also have a fair share of ransomware. It's nothing new, lah. But internally, we created a video to educate the people because, as we all know, people is also so important, right? I have every day when I walk past my end user department, I see them click here, click there, quite scary. Because whenever they got problem, IT is very busy. Yeah, every time, about 2-3 months, we do education awareness. But again, sometimes it's very hard because in the past, as we know, technology-wise, it's easy to recognize. Today, you go to the website, you get infected. Payload come later. You know, that sort of thing is hard to educate. And all the more, those operational people who are so busy, you ask them not to click, they'll double click. You know, how to, I don't know, I also don't know how to educate. So, but we will try our best, all right? So, okay, we make this video to educate internally. Then we also pass on to the subsidiary. Later I'll explain a little bit more to educate the industry. Okay, so a typical experience, we thought that would be useful because people don't understand. So typically one of the attack vectors is email. So when an email comes along, it looks very normal, wow, especially PO, very interesting. So you're going to open, right? So you double click, and then it looks so normal, you know. But sorry, at this moment you're infected already, okay, at the background. And then it seems like very normal. Okay, I do whatever I need to, I follow up, I close the file, and I thought everything is okay. Sorry, the machinery of the virus is working very hard in your PC at this moment. All right. So the document is closed, but your ransomware is behind, encrypting your file now. Very busy. Okay. So maybe a few minutes or an hour later, you'll get this. All right. So you can see that, wow, pay by Bitcoin. Someone got technical support, no? Contact us. Yeah. My friend got infected and called. Wow, very professional help desk support system, you know. Yeah, it's a big business. So you can see all your files are actually encrypted, you know, all the WannaCry extension and whatever. Okay, so you may wonder why there's Athena Dynamics. That's not important in this. I can explain later. Okay, so there are various attack vectors. One is then sending in from the email like this. Okay, click here and you click, that's it, gone already. Bye-bye. Then after that, payload will come later, all right? So the other one is, of course, like just on the example, attachment. Some may go through website. There are so many attack vectors that's possible. And this is quite a famous one. I extracted from sgcybersecurity.com, which during the WannaCry days, you know, there are 2 malls, the kiosks actually display this. So you see how serious was that being proliferated. Okay, advanced persistent threat. Wow, very chim, but actually very simple. Basically, advanced means it's very advanced. Persistence means it's very quiet. Keep bugging you at the backdrop you don't know. All right. So the threat is quite serious, and I thought this video is useful. Okay, maybe, yeah, same thing. Okay, so a typical one, I believe some of you might have seen this video, but I find this very useful, is that, you see, that's how the attacker works. To my left side is the attacker's screen, C2 is command and control, right side is the operating system, your PC, all right? So one day you open it, same, like this, you're infected already, okay? Then you see the left side, wow, one entry, your entry, you know, that's you. They attack many people, right? You are just one of them. So victim is connected to command and control. The command and control may be in Russia or far end of Timbuktu or whatever place. Then, okay, then now they steal your key logging. Okay, you key in, all right. Now you know why you need 2-factor authentication. So you key in password, all right, so you'll be displayed there. The hacker will get your password. And then once you get your password, wow, a lot of things can be done really. All right, so you open your file and you do your work. Then you can see that actually, even they can see your screen. All right, whatever you're doing is mirrored. It's just like a terminal service. Okay, so you open up. He can do file browsing. He can drag and drop, steal your files. And now he has your password. Even you password encrypted your file, he can open it. All right? Yeah, so basically it's like a terminal service. He can do a lot of things in your terminal. But this is quiet, you do not know. And a lot of organizations already has this in the house. They do not know. And they thought, the neighbor is affected. I'm okay, I'm business as usual. But sorry, you have been watched. There are so many cases like that, including us in the past. So we come up with a basic assurance framework to educate internally in BH Global. Okay, we have a few subsidiaries, very chuan, every time go and teach them, but no choice. So we come to a stage that we did deep cyber audit, all right? I only have 5 minutes left, but a lot of things to share, so I just condensed into 5 minutes. So we believe in hackers, good hackers is from country at war. Only hackers from country at war really can find out things in your system that a lot cannot find. All right, we have done that. I can share with you, if you are interested, what we found in our system. But not now, not enough time. Okay, and the fitting tool, no one single tool will fit your environment. You may need a collection of different tools. And there are a lot of tools with new concept that we actually, BHOG brought from outside to protect ourselves as well. Also, the emergency button. A lot of IT department can run their operation very well. Wow, everything is smooth. CIO can sleep in peace, but whenever something hit in cyber, wow, Gabrana don't know where to, don't have the red button to press. So think about IR, incident response. Do you have a partner? Do you have in-house capability for that. Yeah, think about that. Also, ongoing awareness, which I mentioned, all right? So our attitude today is basically no foolproof solution, right? There's no perfect solution, and it's also not a static landscape. So we keep calm and we stay updated for ourselves. And of course, share. Our board actually support me to share in the community a lot because I also learn from the community. If we don't share with people in the light side, if we don't share, the dark side is sharing every second, every hour. We always get bullied. All right, so share more. Don't be shy. We get hacked, so what? Everybody else get hacked, right? So we just need to know how we get hacked. And feel free, if you want, drop me a mail. We can even do a live tour in our system. We are fine. So we also have this list come out, which is not suggested by me. It's a collection of our staff. So don't do this, don't do that. I won't go through. These are quite baseline. I mean, these are things that very useful. And the last thing, very important, I put it in red, is do you have an offline backup? You can have all sort of super backup, but do you have an offline backup? You get ransomware, the ransomware will go and encrypt everything, including your backup, if you are not offline, right? A very fundamental thing, which I have another example to share, but I don't have time on this one, a real example. So now the least important part is about us. BH Global, mainboard listed in 2005, 50-year-old company. We do maritime, which the industry is not so interesting now. So we undergo quite a lot of business transformation, and we get into a lot of manufacturing and IP ownership kind of business. And we also, I circle out that one is where I also drive this initiative for them. As a cyber company subsidiary, that business evolved from a need to protect our group company. Yeah, that's how we emerge. And we also have a physical security company called OmniSense, which in the airport, you have the camera that is from us to sense fever, and it's almost in all the hospitals. So that, I think, is my last slide. All right, and that also explains why I have this dual persona of 2 email addresses. I'm running these 2 roles concurrently. All right, so feel free, you have a question or anything, drop me a mail. All right, thank you, I hope this is useful.